really seen that done in that way. I'm sorry, I was so absolutely unprepared for that part. I need to hear it again. Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, or in case you're new here, welcome, hi hello. My name is Lundy, I am a huge K-pop fan and I usually do K-pop reactions, but very recently I uploaded my very first reaction ever to DIMASH. I hope I'm saying his name right. No one corrected me last time, but if it's incorrect, please let me know. But yeah, I actually wasn't really sure if anyone would care for my impressions and opinions outside of my usual K-pop bubble. But yeah, my reaction actually ended up garnering way more attention than I ever expected it to, and I got tons and tons of requests and recommendations, so thank you guys very much for all of your support, and thank you so much for being so interested in what I had to say, because I know I have a lot to say about absolutely everything I watch. So yeah, thank you. I hope you guys are not hearing like the commotion outside. Anyways, so the funny thing about my reaction was very much the comment section. Basically, it turns out that the performance of Unforgettable Day that ended up being my very first reaction and very first exposure to DIMASH was a very untraditional choice, which one of my viewers had recommended to me. That was actually the reason why I even did this reaction, because I had never heard about this guy beforehand. In the comments, there was like this little war breaking out about whether or not that was a good choice. It was actually really fun to see how the comment section was completely divided. Like, there was this one field of people who were like, oh, finally a reactor is reacting to something different, because apparently there's like 2 songs that everyone's doing as their first reaction. And people in that field were like, oh, it's so refreshing to see someone start out with something different and see a perspective of someone when they haven't seen those other things before. And then there was the other field of people who were like, oh my god, this is the wrong song to start out with, and now your impression is forever gonna be screwed. Being the person in the middle that has absolutely no clue, I would say I'm just gonna check out a bit more to broaden my horizons, and then we're gonna see. Both fields agreed that I needed more exposure and more impressions of DIMASH to actually be able to see what he's capable of and what his full scope of talent is, and that's what I'm here to do. I was actually very unsure if I should keep reacting to him or if I should just check him out in my free time, because I usually do K-pop reactions, and I was like, probably this is gonna be too wild and too far out of my usual stuff, and everyone's gonna be kind of bored and confused at me doing something so different. But actually, the reactions from the audience were really great. I had so many of my regular viewers coming in like, oh, I've never heard about this person before, but this is really interesting, and I'm really excited to keep checking out this person with you. And then I had a lot of new people coming in who have actually never really dipped their toes into K-pop, who were like, hey, I really enjoyed your reaction, and I'm really interested in following your journey with DIMASH and also checking out K-pop alongside with you. So hey, that's all a YouTuber can ever dream of, right? But yeah, without further ado, I would say we're gonna jump into this reaction of my second ever exposure to DIMASH, and also my first ever time seeing a DIMASH music video, or also hearing like the recorded version of him. Alright, before I stumble upon even more words, let us just jump in. Let's go. Alright, so today we're gonna be checking out Screaming, which was the most requested song as of the time that I'm filming this. If you have any other requests, of course, feel free to just drop them down below in the comments and I'll see what I can do. So I actually found it really funny how a lot of people were like, this is gonna be the song that you're most gonna like because it's a pop song. I don't know where people got the impression from that I like pop. Probably because of the pop in K-pop. I'm actually not really into pop that much. I guess like pop is just a very easily digestible type of music, typically. It's not really where I gravitate towards, but I don't mind pop. And I also feel like pop is always a rather safe choice to get into something for the first time. With what I've seen so far, which is only that one video, but just with that one video, I can already tell that he's probably got some things that are probably harder to digest for someone that's really new. So I guess this probably is actually a safe bet, and I'm very interested in what this might have to offer, because from that first video that I saw, I didn't expect him to also do pop, which is funny because so many people in the comments said like he switches genres all the time, which is something that most of the K-pop groups that I follow also do, and still I never expect people to do it. Alright, so as for my expectations, I usually always quickly state what I'm expecting. I don't really have a lot. From that first video that I saw, I feel like this could go anywhere. I feel like this time I won't be as shocked if like something that I thought wasn't humanly possible is gonna come out of his mouth. But also from that first performance that I saw of him, I can't really imagine him doing pop, so I'm very interested in seeing what type of pop it's gonna be. As I obviously have absolutely no clue what's about to hit me, I would say let's just jump in and see. I know, now. We're like a second in. But before I forget, I'm gonna turn off the subtitles. I know I'm gonna catch some heat for that. I can watch it again later with the subtitles, but I don't like watching something for the first time with subtitles. I prefer just hearing the music because I feel like sometimes if you understand the lyrics, it just changes your first impression of something. But what I actually wanted to say though is that I love this first shot. Like the colors are amazing. I went to movie school and I just cannot get past a shot like this. The fonts are selected beautifully. The colors of the fonts, great. And with that shot and the lighting, awesome. Okay, let's continue, sorry. Okay, I already love the cinema vibes that I'm getting here. Oh, wait, I think people mentioned that he does sing in different languages, so I guess it doesn't even matter if I have the subtitles on or not. This seems to be English, or at least parts of it seem to be English. All right, wasn't quite expecting that. Also, his voice sounds completely different. All right. Sweet. I'm sorry, I know there's people who absolutely hate pausing music videos, but I absolutely hate talking over the singer, and my brain cannot contain thoughts for longer than 30 seconds. It's just gone afterwards. So I just want to say, I really like what he's doing with this voice here. If I watched this blind, like if I didn't see anything, I don't think I could tell that this is the same singer as the one that did the Unforgettable Day performance. His voice sounds completely different. I mean, I've also only heard it that one time and then like a million times while editing, but it sounds very different. He does this very airy thing where he sings very breathily, which honestly is something that I usually don't like that much, but it really fits the vibe of the song with the piano and everything right now. It carries a lot of emotion and I enjoy it, even though typically I don't like when singers sing with that much breath. Coming from me who cannot hold a note for the life of herself, but I mean, you're here for my opinion, right? I really like it. So much heart. Is it weird that this is kind of making me happy? I feel like the lyrics are, I don't want to say sad, but they're emotional and rather on the sad side. Yet for some reason, it's making me really happy to hear. I really like the... I'm gonna insert it here, the ahs. I like the ahs, which sounds really odd, but I love how he's just jumping from the notes, and in the beginning he's like really like going down the note ladder. I do not speak in music terms, please excuse me. And then like there's this jump, but it feels so effortless and it's fun to listen to, like it's actually fun. I love that shot. I'm sorry, I have to do it a third time. I love how like the camera dips and then him jumping into the water. That's such a nice shot. Ah, very nice cut as well. Very seamless. I feel so bad. Like, he's talking here about how gruesome things are, how the blade slices him, and I'm here like all smiley, but for some reason, this is one of these reactions where this song really brings me joy. There's some songs that really drag me down a bit where I'm like, oh. And this one has really sad lyrics, but at the same time, I feel like the melody for a piano melody, and piano melodies are usually right on the sad side, but this is kind of an upbeat piano melody and it's kind of making me happy, which is odd because it's so sad at the same time. Maybe it's the video that's making me happy. I love that part. Are you the layering just now? Did you hear like I don't want to say two voices because it was both him, but him on two different notes? Oh, nice. Oh, I love that.
I know it's difficult, but can we try once more and get this right this time?
Oh, what is this? He's very charismatic. I love what is it weird to say? I love what he's doing with his eyebrows. I know he was just getting into like a good note and I'm gonna replay it, don't you worry. But I've been thinking about this for the entire video already. I love how expressive he is during singing. His eyebrows. That's all I'm gonna say. Just like look at his forehead. Like there's so much emotion on there. I'm melting inside. The layering! I'm sorry, I was so absolutely unprepared for that part. I need to hear it again. I absolutely love what he's doing with his voice. I love how he's harmonizing with himself, but also what he's doing, and I have absolutely no musical term for this. Again, I am absolutely no professional in any sense. I just like listening to music. The only thing that I'm halfway professional at is like videos and movies, but like music, I just have opinions as a person that has ears. But this thing that kind of sounds like a bird singing, damn! That's so cool! To pause again. I feel like I was just pausing this entire video, but I just have so many things to say, and I swear there's so many new impressions that I just keep overriding the first impressions. If I don't say it, I forget it. I feel like there's a lot of opera influence in this music. Opera is something, I feel like I'm saying it more like Oprah the person. It's Oper in German, so I'm kind of always in between like the German and the English pronunciation. Anyways, I'm sorry. I feel like there's a lot of opera influence in here, and usually that feels a bit heavier to me. Like, I don't mind opera in like the right setting that can be super epic. Since I already said I went to movie school, you can probably tell that I'm into like cinematic stuff, and opera music can really do great with that. But it typically has a more heavier sound, and I love how floaty and happy, and I don't know, like when he did that, I did call it bird singing, right? When he did that, I was really like honestly, I could see my heart jumping over like a flower field. I don't know, it made me so happy. Damn, it felt so I'm missing a good English term for that feeling. Without boundaries, just like pure freedom in music form. Yeah. Let's go a bit back. Like those influences in pop music, in something so easily digestible. I think I've never really seen that done in that way. That's really cool. All right, sorry, let's quickly go back a bit because I just talked quite a bunch. I'm sorry. I loved the ending so far, so. That type of note in a song like that. Wow. Oh. Okay, and I just have to like throw in here that I absolutely love the video for what it is. Like all of the fonts that were selected, all of the shots, all of the lighting. The movie maker in me is crying happy tears. But as for the music, all right, I have a whole lot of things to say, probably too much. I'm sorry if my voice is already annoying to you, but actually here's a little secret of mine. I mainly do reactions because when I first heard BTS, I didn't really like it. And now that I'm a really big ass fan, I would give so much to see myself react to it again for the first time and just laugh about myself. So nowadays, I'm just really happy about like throwing all of my thoughts and impressions into a reaction so I can rewatch it way later and just see what I thought in the beginning and how my thoughts changed over time. So that's why I always have super long reactions. Man, that could have been so much more epic if it wasn't for my hair. All right, let's go into the big screen and talk about it for just another minute or so. Let's go. Wow. You guys who said I might enjoy this song, you were absolutely correct. I really did enjoy it. As said, I'm usually not like, I don't mind pop, but I don't, like, it's not what I gravitate towards the most. So when people were like, you probably like this the most because it's pop, I was like, I mean, yeah, probably. But when I think of pop, I usually think of easier songs than this one. This was actually more on the, like, I don't want to say complicated side, but it wasn't. Alright, I wanted to say that the song wasn't as eingängig as many pop songs are, and I googled how to say that in English, but there doesn't seem to be a word for it. Google is saying it's catchy. No, catchy is not what I mean. Catchy is a good thing. Eingängig is not a good thing. Anyways, I was really impressed with how many facets and how many different layers the song had. I loved how he harmonized with himself and how many really exciting things he put into the song. Like in the beginning, I was like, yeah, it's fine, it's nice, I enjoy it, but it did like start out like, I don't know, a normal pop song that you'd hear on the radio probably. Fun, but probably not something that I'd absolutely have to hear again. But like the last minute or so was legit. God, my emotions are overflowing. It gradually, like from the start, it kept getting better and better. And in the end, it was an absolute experience of so many different things happening at once. And it was just really fun to listen to. Like the entire thing was really fun to listen to. I don't know if you saw like how much of a smile I had on my face the entire time. I think I pointed it out several times. Like the lyrics were rather on the sad side. And here I was smiling like, I don't know, someone just offered me a lot of candy. But it was just really fun to listen to his voice and what he did and how effortlessly he did it. And the further the song continued, the better it got and the more fun it was. And I feel like also he's a very charismatic person, and just like watching him while singing was a lot of the fun. It just carried so much energy and it was just very entertaining to watch. I feel like I'll definitely listen to this song again. And I'll be very honest here, like often when I hear a song for the first time, I enjoy it, but I don't really commit to listening to it again because oftentimes like a first impression is just not enough for me to like it that much. But this one was just really so much fun that I really like just that last minute I want to have on repeat forever. Yeah, all right. I have been talking for way too long and I'm so sorry, but there was just a lot of thoughts going through my head and I kind of needed them all in this video. I can already feel that this is gonna be a song that I'm gonna probably enjoy a lot and I'm probably gonna listen to a lot in the future. And with those kind of songs, it's just important for me to be able to like at some point go back and see what my first impression was. So the more content of my thoughts that I can put into this video, the more fun it's gonna be for me to look back at later. I cannot talk. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry for taking so much time out of your day. I hope you had fun today. If you have any more songs of Dimash that you would like for me to react to, I would very much appreciate if you put them down below in the comments. I know that it's kind of weird to have like this crossover between someone that does K-pop reactions and someone who does reactions to this kind of music, and I'm not really sure what to name this. It's kind of like how K-pop is basically every genre just in Korea or in Korean, and I feel like this is also, just from the 2 songs that I've heard so far, you really can't put it into a genre. Like, it's basically his own genre. But yeah, I know it's kind of a weird crossover to have a song do reactions to both, but I would definitely like to hear more. I actually enjoyed this a lot more than the first one. The first one was very shocking and amazing, and I like straight up sent it to my parents and was like, look at this shit, this is so cool. But at the same time, like the first one, The Unforgettable Day, wasn't really something that I would listen to in my free time casually. But this here, I can see myself listening to 5 more times just today. So without further ado, sorry for talking so long. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next reaction if you'd like to have me. Bye bye!